have you ever stopped to think about the future? I mean, really think about it. We see movies with flying cars and robot butlers, usually set in places like Tokyo or Silicon Valley. But what if the script was flipped? What if the next great technological leap forward wasn't coming from the usual suspects? Imagine a world where the epicenter of artificial intelligence, the very brain of the future, is not in California or Shenzhen, but in Kigali, Lagos, or Nairobi. What if by 2030 Africa wasn't just participating in the AI race, but leading it? It sounds like the plot of a blockbuster movie, I know, but sometimes the most unbelievable stories are the ones just waiting to happen. This isn't just a fantasy, it's a question about potential. For so long, the story of Africa has been told by others. It's been a story of challenges, of history, of needing help. But stories change. The continent is young, it's dynamic, and it's connected like never before. While other parts of the world are busy patching up old systems, many African nations have the chance to build new ones from scratch. They can leapfrog over outdated technologies. Think about it. When you don't have a tangle of old telephone lines to deal with, you can go straight to building the fastest mobile networks. The same logic applies to AI. This is a chance to design a future that works for everyone, from the ground up. So, let's suspend our disbelief for a moment. Let's imagine this alternate reality, this not-so-distant future of 2030. The headlines are not about aid or crisis, but about innovation and breakthroughs. News anchors are struggling to pronounce the names of African tech hubs, and venture capitalists are booking one-way tickets to Accra. It's a world where the most advanced algorithms are being developed to solve uniquely African problems, and in doing so, they end up solving problems for the entire world. This is not about catching up. This is about redefining the race itself. The finish line isn't just about building smarter machines, it's about building a smarter, fairer, and more connected human race. The journey to this future begins with a simple, powerful idea that talent is everywhere, but opportunity is not. What happens when you unlock that opportunity? What happens when a continent of over 1 billion people, with the youngest population on the planet, is given the tools to build, to create, to innovate? The potential is staggering. It's like discovering a new superpower you never knew you had. Africa leading in AI wouldn't just change Africa, it would change the very definition of what's possible. It would force the world to see the continent not for what it has been, but for what it is becoming. A powerhouse of ideas, a cradle of the next technological revolution. So, how does Africa get there? It doesn't happen with magic. It starts with something far more powerful: education. In our imagined 2030, governments across the continent didn't just build more schools, they completely rethought what a school is. Classrooms are no longer just 4 walls and a chalkboard. They are dynamic, connected learning labs. Children in rural villages are learning to code on solar-powered tablets, taught by AI tutors that adapt to their personal learning style. Universities have scrapped outdated curricula and are now partnered with tech giants, creating AI centers of excellence from Cape Town to Cairo. The goal is no longer just to learn about technology, but to create it. This educational revolution is powered by a massive investment in infrastructure. But again, it's not the old kind of infrastructure. We're not just talking about more roads and bridges, we're talking about digital highways. By 2030, initiatives like Pan-African satellite internet projects have brought high-speed connectivity to every corner of the continent. Data centers, designed to be green and sustainable, are humming with activity in places that were once off the grid. This digital backbone is the foundation for everything. It allows a farmer in Mali to access real-time crop data, and a student in Ethiopia to collaborate on a project with peers in Brazil. It's the nervous system of a newly awakened technological giant. You see, the leaders of this new Africa understood a crucial lesson. They realized that you can't lead a 4th industrial revolution using 1st industrial revolution tools. They made a bold gamble. Instead of spending billions trying to replicate the industrial path of the West, they invested those billions in tech education and digital infrastructure. They decided to train their young people not for the jobs of yesterday, but for the industries of tomorrow. This created a generation of problem solvers, of digital natives who see technology not as a foreign concept, but as a natural part of their world. It was a bet on human potential, and it paid off spectacularly. This wasn't just a top-down government plan either, it was a grassroots movement. Communities set up their own coding clubs. Entrepreneurs launched mobile learning platforms. The diaspora, the talented Africans living abroad, played a huge role, bringing back knowledge, investment, and a global perspective. It created a powerful cycle. Better infrastructure led to better education, which led to more innovation, which in turn attracted more investment for even better infrastructure. It's like watering a plant. At first you see nothing, but with consistent effort, the seeds sprout, and soon you have a forest where there was once only dust. With the right education and infrastructure in place, the real magic began to happen. The talent emerged. All across Africa, tech hubs started sprouting up, earning names like Silicon Savannah in Kenya or Yabacon Valley in Nigeria. By 2030, these are no longer just clever nicknames. They are global centers of AI research and development, rivaling any in the world. These hubs are more than just office buildings. They are vibrant ecosystems where brilliant minds come together. They are places where a university graduate with a groundbreaking algorithm can meet an investor with the capital to make it a reality. It's a fusion of energy, ambition, and pure, raw talent. What makes these African tech hubs so special is the diversity of thought. In Silicon Valley, you might have a team of brilliant engineers who all went to the same few universities. But in a hub like Kigali, you have people from dozens of different countries, speaking hundreds of different languages, all bringing their unique life experiences to the table. This isn't just a talking point, it's a competitive advantage. This diversity leads to more creative problem solving. It helps developers spot biases in algorithms that others might miss. They are building AI that understands not just one culture, but many, making their products truly global from day one. The impact of this homegrown talent is immense. For decades, Africa experienced a brain drain, where its best and brightest left for opportunities elsewhere. By 2030, we are seeing a brain gain. The most exciting, cutting-edge work in AI is happening in Africa, so the talent is staying. And not just staying, but coming back. African scientists, engineers, and entrepreneurs who once felt they had to leave to succeed are returning, eager to be part of the continent's transformation. This influx of global experience mixed with local passion creates an unstoppable force for innovation. It's a homecoming party, and the whole world is invited to watch. This rise of local genius also changed the nature of AI development itself. Instead of simply adopting technology built elsewhere, African developers are building it themselves, for themselves. They are creating AI that speaks local languages, understands local customs, and solves local problems. This has a ripple effect. It creates jobs, not just for the elite coders, but for a whole support network of marketers, designers, and project managers. It builds economic self-sufficiency. Africa is no longer just a consumer of technology. It is a creator, a producer, and a leader. The tech savannas are fertile ground, and the harvest is a new generation of African innovators shaping the future. So, what does this AI-powered Africa actually look like for the average person in 2030? It's not about scary robots taking over, it's about small, smart changes that make life better. Let's start with healthcare. In many rural areas, access to a doctor used to be a dream. Now, it's a reality, thanks to AI. Villagers can use a simple smartphone app to get a diagnosis. The AI, trained on millions of medical cases, can identify diseases like malaria or pneumonia from a photo, or the sound of a cough with incredible accuracy. It then connects the patient with a local health worker, or schedules a drone to deliver the necessary medicine. It's healthcare that comes to you when you need it. Agriculture, the backbone of many African economies, has been transformed. Farmers are no longer just relying on tradition and guesswork. They use AI-powered apps that act as a personal agricultural assistant. The app analyzes satellite imagery and sensor data to tell them the perfect time to plant, the exact amount of water to use, and how to spot crop diseases before they spread. This isn't just about getting a bigger harvest, it's about using resources like water more efficiently, which is crucial in a continent facing climate change. It means more food, more income, and more stability for millions of families. Smart farming is creating a truly green revolution. Business and finance have also been revolutionized, especially for small entrepreneurs. Think of a market vendor in Kampala. In the past, getting a loan from a bank was nearly impossible without a formal credit history. Now AI algorithms can assess creditworthiness based on things like mobile money transaction history. This opens up capital for millions of small business owners, allowing them to grow, hire more people, and build their communities. AI-powered logistics platforms also help them manage their inventory and connect with customers across the country, turning a small market stall into a national enterprise. It's leveling the economic playing field, one entrepreneur at a time. Even our cities have become smarter and more livable. In a sprawling metropolis like Kinshasa, AI manages traffic flow, reducing the legendary gridlock. It optimizes public transport routes based on real-time demand, making commutes faster and cleaner. Smart grids manage electricity, reducing outages and distributing power from solar and wind farms where it's needed most. Waste management is handled by AI that predicts collection needs and plans efficient routes for garbage trucks. These aren't flashy, futuristic gimmicks. They are practical, invisible systems working in the background to make daily life smoother, safer, and more sustainable for everyone. What truly sets African AI apart in this 2030 scenario is its soul. It's not just built on code and data, it's built on a foundation of deeply ingrained cultural values. One of the most important of these is Ubuntu, a philosophy that can be translated as I am because we are. It emphasizes community, compassion, and our shared humanity. When you apply this philosophy to technology, you get something remarkable: Ubuntu AI. This is AI that is designed not just for individual profit or efficiency, but for the well-being of the entire community. It prioritizes collaboration over competition and social good over corporate greed. This philosophy manifests in very practical ways. For example, many African AI platforms are built on open-source principles. The code is shared freely, so that developers in different countries can learn from it, adapt it, and improve it. A breakthrough in Senegal can be implemented in Mozambique within weeks. This collaborative spirit accelerates innovation at a blistering pace. It's a stark contrast to the closed, proprietary systems often found elsewhere. Ubuntu AI is about building together, rising together. It understands that a victory for one is a victory for all, creating a network of shared progress across the continent. You can also see Ubuntu in the types of problems African AI chooses to solve. While some parts of the world focus on creating AI that can win games or write better advertisements, African innovators are focused on fundamental human needs. They're building AI to preserve endangered languages, creating chatbots that can teach children their ancestral stories. They're developing systems to ensure fair distribution of resources like water and food. The goal is not to replace humans, but to empower them. The AI is seen as a tool to strengthen community bonds, not to weaken them. It's technology with a conscience, a moral compass guiding its development. This approach has profound implications for the global debate on AI ethics. While other nations are struggling with issues of bias, privacy, and algorithmic fairness, the African AI community has been thinking about these things from the very beginning. The Ubuntu framework forces developers to ask critical questions. Who does this technology serve? Does it lift up the most vulnerable? Does it strengthen our community? By embedding these values into the very architecture of their AI, they are creating systems that are inherently more equitable and humane. They are showing the world that you can innovate with not just your head, but with your heart as well. By the year 2030, Africa's dominance in AI has, honestly, completely redrawn the global economic map. The world's economic center of gravity, which had been drifting towards Asia, takes a sharp and decisive turn south. African nations are no longer just exporters of raw materials. They are now exporters of the most valuable commodity of the 21st century: intelligence. AI software, systems, and patents developed right here in Africa are licensed and used by companies all over the world. This shift creates a massive new revenue stream, transforming national economies and, well, funding further development in education, healthcare, and infrastructure. The flow of wealth has actually started to reverse. This new economic power translates directly into global influence. African leaders now hold key positions in international organizations that set standards for technology and trade. When global leaders gathered to discuss the future of AI, the meeting is just as likely to be held in Addis Ababa as in Geneva. The continent speaks with a unified, confident voice on the world stage. advocating for a more equitable and sustainable global order. And this isn't about dominance in the old colonial sense, it's about earning a seat at the table, and then redesigning the table to be round so that everyone has an equal voice. The ripple effects are felt in every industry. Global supply chains are reconfigured to integrate with Africa's hyper-efficient, AI-driven logistics networks. International corporations, desperate to tap into the continent's talent pool, are moving their research and development headquarters to African cities. This creates a reverse brain drain, where top talent from Europe, Asia, and the Americas now competes for jobs in Lagos and Johannesburg. The phrase "made in Africa" is no longer a novelty. It's a globally recognized mark of quality and cutting-edge innovation, especially in the tech sector. This economic shift also fosters a new kind of partnership between Africa and the rest of the world. It's a relationship based on mutual respect and shared goals, not on dependency. For example, European countries facing an aging population might partner with African nations to develop AI-powered eldercare solutions. North American companies might collaborate with African AI firms to create more ethical and unbiased algorithms. The world starts to see Africa not as a problem to be solved, but as a source of solutions. The continent becomes a net contributor to global progress, sharing its unique innovations and its Ubuntu-inspired vision for a better future. Of course, this journey to 2030 wasn't a smooth ride. It was a marathon, not a sprint, and it was filled with enormous challenges. The first and biggest hurdle was funding. In the early days, global venture capital was, skeptical. They were used to investing in familiar places. To overcome this, African nations got creative. They pooled their resources, creating Pan-African investment funds. They used blockchain technology to create new, transparent ways for the diaspora and small-scale investors to fund startups. They didn't wait for the world to believe in them. They believed in themselves and put their own money where their vision was. Another massive challenge was infrastructure. While the vision for digital highways was grand, the reality on the ground was tough. Laying fiber optic cables and building data centers across a vast and diverse continent is a monumental task. There were political roadblocks, logistical nightmares, and immense costs. The solution came from a mix of public and private partnerships. Governments provided the land and regulatory support, while a new generation of African telecommunication companies, funded by the new investment funds, did the building. They also leapfrogged technologies, focusing on satellite and 5G networks to cover remote areas quickly, rather than getting bogged down in old cable-laying methods. Then, there was the issue of data. AI is hungry for data, and for a long time, most of the large datasets were held by Western companies. To build their own powerful AI, African innovators needed their own data, so they launched massive, continent-wide projects to digitize everything: hospital records, agricultural patterns, traffic data, and even historical archives. They did this while creating some of the world's most robust data privacy laws, ensuring that this information belonged to the people, not to corporations. They built data trusts managed by communities, pioneering a model of data sovereignty that the rest of the world would later rush to copy. Finally, there was the challenge of global competition. The established tech giants in the US and China didn't just step aside. They saw Africa as a new market to conquer, not as a future competitor. They tried to flood the market with their own products and platforms. But African AI had a home field advantage. It was built by Africans, for Africans. It understood the culture, spoke the languages, and solved the right problems. While foreign apps struggled with local context, the homegrown solutions just worked better. This fierce competition ultimately made African tech companies stronger, more resilient, and more innovative, preparing them to take on the world. Achieving technological leadership brought a new set of complex challenges, this time from within. With great power comes great responsibility, and Africa's AI leaders had to confront the ethical dilemmas that their success created. One of the biggest concerns was making sure that the benefits of AI were shared by everyone, not just a small, educated elite in the cities. The risk of a new digital divide was very real. To combat this, governments and companies made it a priority to focus on inclusivity. They subsidized the cost of smart devices, ran digital literacy programs in rural areas, and designed AI interfaces that could be operated using voice commands in local languages, making them accessible even to those who couldn't read. Another major internal struggle was job displacement. As AI automated tasks in sectors like manufacturing and customer service, there was a real fear of mass unemployment. However, the leaders of this transformation had anticipated this. The massive investment in education wasn't just about creating coders, it was about fostering creativity, critical thinking, and adaptability. They invested heavily in retraining programs and promoted the growth of new industries that AI couldn't easily replicate. Creative arts, personalized care, high-level strategy, and tourism. The goal was not to stop automation, but to manage the transition humanely, making sure that new, better jobs were created as old ones disappeared. There was also the ever-present danger of the technology being misused. A government could use smart city surveillance to monitor citizens. An AI-powered credit system could be used to discriminate against certain ethnic groups. This is where the Ubuntu philosophy was truly tested. Civil society groups, ethical review boards, and a free press played a crucial role in holding power to account. There were fierce public debates about the limits of AI. This led to the creation of strong, independent oversight bodies and laws that enshrined digital rights as fundamental human rights. The process wasn't perfect, but the commitment to ethical principles remained central. Finally, the continent had to guard against a new form of internal inequality. As certain tech hubs and nations became incredibly wealthy and powerful, there was a risk of them dominating their neighbors. The spirit of Pan-African collaboration was tested. To prevent this, institutions like the African Union stepped in to promote balanced development. They created programs that encouraged a flow of talent and investment, from the leading tech nations to those that were still developing. Wealthier nations funded shared research centers and infrastructure projects in their neighbors, understanding that the continent could only be truly strong if all its parts were thriving. It was the principle of Ubuntu, applied not just to a village, but to an entire continent. As we stand in this imagined 2030, looking back at the incredible journey, it becomes clear that Africa's leadership in AI offers powerful lessons for the entire world. The first lesson is about the nature of progress. For centuries, the world believed that development had to follow a single linear path. You had to build factories before you could build data centers. Africa proved that it's possible to leapfrog. By embracing new technology with both hands, nations can skip entire stages of development and jump straight to the future. It's a message of hope for any region that feels left behind. Your perceived disadvantage can be your greatest strength. The second lesson is that innovation is not just about technology. It's about values. Africa didn't just copy the AI models from Silicon Valley or China. It infused them with its own cultural DNA, with the philosophy of Ubuntu. This created a more humane, more community-focused, and more ethical form of artificial intelligence. It showed the world that the how and why of innovation are just as important as the what. The world learned that technology without a moral compass can be dangerous, but technology guided by a deep sense of shared humanity can be a powerful force for good. A third crucial lesson is the incredible power of investing in people. Africa's rise was not built on oil or minerals, but on the minds of its youth. By prioritizing education, real, relevant, future-focused education, the continent unlocked its most valuable resource. It proved that a young, dynamic population is not a burden, but an engine for growth and creativity. The world saw that the best investment any country can make is in the potential of its own citizens. When you give people the tools and the opportunity to succeed, they will build a future that is brighter than you could ever imagine. Ultimately, the vision of an African-led AI future is not about one continent winning a race, it's about the entire world learning a new way to run. It's a future where technology serves humanity, not the other way around. It's a future where collaboration trumps competition, and where the well-being of the community is the ultimate measure of success. This future may seem distant, but it is not impossible. The seeds are being planted today. The talent is there. The ambition is there. The story of the 21st century is still being written, and Africa is picking up the pen, ready to write an inspiring new chapter for itself and for all of us.